Hello and welcome to another update video about LINK. So LINK, as you might remember from the last video and what we talked about, it did briefly drop below the 78.6 retracement in our support area. I mean, it can still turn around here in this particular setup. We talked about the 1-2 setup and then here another 1-2 setup of the higher degree third wave. Yeah. And as I highlighted to you, we have some good possibilities, in my opinion, here on the long side across the market at the moment. We still have the bearish case here on the chart. That's also still very likely. But as long as the bullish scenarios are holding here, I would rather go with that. If I look at what Bitcoin, Ethereum are doing and the altcoins, unless they all completely break down now, LINK should also recover to a degree and rally in this third wave. The question is only, I would say probably this 1-2 setup is probably failing. Yeah, it is probably failing. And the reason is that we've come down a little bit too much. And the current price action of LINK doesn't really suggest that we are already turning around here. Yeah, it's a bit like Bitcoin, like a bit of a bear flag, and one more low would be expected. So I'm going to make an adjustment here in the count. It doesn't really, well, it changes the support area in a way that I'm allowing it to drop a little lower. I explained to you why. The previous assumption was that we rallied here in a wave 1 to an ending diagonal. We came down in an A wave, moved up in a B wave, yeah, and came down in a C wave of this wave 2. I mean, that was a profitable trade that was generated, quite a good one. The thing is, because LINK is so stubborn, it has come down a little bit too much to make that 1-2 setup here likely. So it would mean that we're now in the third, but within the third, we've got this 1-2 setup. Now, I'm now going to change the count in a way as I've done it for Polkadot. I will move the wave 1 here, and this wave 2 is going to be reset possibly. Yeah. This is a more reliable count in the short term, and it allows LINK to drop a little bit lower and still remain with the wave 2 scenario. So the idea is wave 1 finished here at the peak at around 780, and I'll show you why that's likely. It is likely, well, 1 second. Well, that would basically mean that we are doing something like this. We peaked there in a wave 1, then came down in an A wave, a very clear 3-wave move, had an overshooting B wave, and we're now coming down in C. I think that is the one that I would prefer now, because we've come down a little bit too low for the other scenario. And I think we should get a reversal here. At least we have another possibility in this support area here, which I will add to the chart in a minute. The reason why I find that likely is because if we look at the retracements, if you remember what I told you about an overshooting B wave, it reacted perfectly to the 1.38 fib retracement at 835, which means we have a good chance this was a retracement in a B wave. And we're now coming down in a C wave, like many other coins are doing it, in a wave 2. So this was in fact just an A wave, just an impulsively looking B wave, to be honest. But it's best I can tell at the moment, okay? So what would that mean in terms of a support area or a new support area for this wave 2? It would first of all mean we are in this support area already for possible scaling in to trade the third wave. Oh, we're not. 1 sec. We're not. But, okay, we're not yet. I would still, though, allow it to already bottom here or very, very shortly. The reason is that it could be a so-called running flat, and the C wave doesn't necessarily need to go below the A wave low. Okay. Those flat patterns, however, are difficult, yeah, because if you have this situation, A wave down, B wave up, C wave down, the C wave, yeah, a common target for the C wave is either the so-called 1-to-1 ratio, where the C wave has the same length as the A wave. That's sort of the minimum you would expect. That's here already reached. Now we've broken that. Next ideal target would be $6.18, but the minimum was reached already. So we need to be ready. I would say ideally it reaches that 50% fib level, which is at 6.56. But I'm telling you, if you want to get into LINK, might be worth adding already a little position already now, because a lot of coins have reached their support areas. I don't want to, I don't want to tell you we will definitely get there. It could turn around a little earlier, but at the moment my full expectation would be to come down a little lower, yeah, because price action doesn't yet suggest it has bottomed. So I would still expect the 50% to be reached, and then the third wave could take us to $10-11 plus. That's sort of how I see it. And also, yeah, I mean, you could then say, okay, maybe we had a wave 1 here, we had a wave 2. Then possibly a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 1 or 2 more lows now would then be anticipated. This could be an ending diagonal here, yeah? Could even say maybe we had a 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. Possibly this is, yeah, I mean, if it's an ending diagonal, this C wave, it could already be done. That's what I mean, Don't try to fish for the lowest low. But this is the key support area where I think the Link has the next chance to turn around. But for now, the trend is still down. And I would also look at Bitcoin, Ethereum for possibly another low. So, but again, I would not fish for the lowest one. So scaling into support is, again, here a good strategy at the moment. And then it has a good chance to turn around there. And as long as it's holding 588, it should be able to give us that third wave. But below that level, the bears will get into control and we continue down with our bearish case, which should head into the 350 region. But until then, those setups can be traded on the long side, and I would not speculate for a new low necessarily below the June lows, as long as we have bullish setups which are right in front of us to be traded, yeah. And if they fail, that's why you've got a stop loss. And but there's a decent chance for it to turn around there, in my opinion. Okay, that's my update about Link. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.